No, it's just a verse.
And you know what I mean? The nigga Pops, bought him a keyboard because he figured the boy had long fingers. He got a little talent, man. Let's see what he could do on that board. He got on the keyboard, man. Started making them beats and shit, man. Started turning me into a rapper. You know what I mean? I never thought that because I never thought I was gonna be nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought we was just gonna be hustling. You know what I'm saying? Me and my nigga and shit, man. We was just gonna be out there for the rest of our life and shit, man. And then we met the boy Sibo and shit, and he made it possible for us to have what we have now. Because he showed us the way, even though he don't know he showed us the way. We was paying attention to everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying?
What's happening? What's happening? YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and whatever other platforms that I'm simulcasting from, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the tap in, everybody, man. This is Mike Askari from the Ghost Regime Network. You know what I mean? And it's a crowded event tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? We got my brother back on here again with the tap in. You know what I'm saying? Keith Sherman, give us a crowd update. We also got my assistant here as a co-host. You know what I'm saying? We got the Treasure G up in here. You know what I mean? Tonight, you know what I mean? It's a family affair, man. You know what I mean? What's good, Joe? What's happening with it? It's the word.
You muted.
Yeah,
What's
I hear me?
up?
How y'all
Go
doing?
ahead. Ladies first.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Thank
man.
you for
Yeah,
asking.
we got for sure, for
What's
sure.
good?
It, it, yeah, it's an honor to have y'all on here tonight, man. Yeah, tonight about crowded though. You know what I'm saying? Give us an update, bro.
It's all good, man. Man, first of all, I appreciate you having me. It's always good to be on the Ghost Regime Network, you know what I'm saying, with Mike Askari. Then I get to see, a surprise Treasure G, you know what I'm saying, right there out of Minnesota, man. You know what I'm saying? We done did our thing, we done hollered, on that West Coast, man, at the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. We had fun. We enjoyed ourselves. Shout out to Mr. Miller, man. We had a good time. Before I get in the crowd, it's gonna be back West Coast Hip Hop Awards, 18th annual. You know what I'm saying? Seattle, Washington, August 15th and 16th. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be out there again. Hopefully, we can get Treasure G out there again. You know what I mean? Back on the stage. You
I'm
rocked the
working
stage
on it.
last year with
Give
you
me a
had the
second. You
beautiful
feel me?
dress. You had everybody, locked in on your performance. Man, thank you for coming, and we had a good time. But so I know we're gonna get into all that tonight, but we're gonna talk more about the platform. But look, man, I just want to let people know we updated our platform. We're now at playcrowded.com. Man, we add a lot of things that artists need, labels need. We have the most detailed analytics, in the industry. Every platform can tell you what countries listen to you. Every platform can tell you what city or state. But Crowder, the only platform can tell you what neighborhoods are listening to you, down to the zip code. You know what I'm saying? And we did that for certain reasons. You know, you do have to pay, just like every other platform, but it's not a subscription fee, like every other platform. You pay $15, $20 a month or whatever, but we have a wallet system where however much money you put on the platform, if it take you 10 years to spend it, then that's what it's going to take. We don't charge you every month. We don't come snatch your water bill money out, you know what I mean, without you, remembering that you got a subscription, so we did that for fans. We got a lot of features, man. We're gonna talk about them tonight, but we're now at playcrowded.com. So, if you're listening, make an account, check out the music that we got on there, man, and let's rock out from there. Yep. And so I think Mike stepped out for a second. Treasure G, what you been up to out there in Minnesota, gal? Yeah. It's all good. I think Treasure G stepped out too, but hey, man, playcrowded.com. Make sure you make a profile. If you're in the chat right now, matter of fact, even after this video go live, after the live is over, we'll come back and check out the comments. If you make an account, we'll give you, a $5 gift card, man, so you can explore the platform for free. $5 is like 10 hours worth of listening. So, you know what I'm saying? You can get all three of those, Drake albums, listen to those with no charge to you. So, make sure you create your account. And shout out to Miss Nikki. She was out there in Cali with us, man, with Treasure G. Again, man, that performance was beautiful, Treasure. Everything about it, he got a beautiful voice. And people need to rock out with Treasure G. If you haven't, make sure you listen to her. She's on Crowded as well. Mike Askari is on Crowded. You know what I'm saying? The Ghost Regime Network. This interview will be on Crowded. You can check out the other classic interviews Mike have, with Mr. Miller, Pimpin' Ken, you know what I mean? He got some interviews with Yuck Mouth and, a whole bunch of people, man. So make sure y'all go check out the platform. Artists do get paid 2 cents per stream, and we can't just say artists now, we call them creators because we do have video, long form video on the platform, as well as you can put your music. So you can get paid from the audio streams and you can get paid from the video streams, and yeah, I'm gonna keep rocking, to everybody come back, but if you're a comedian, Netflix not showing you no love, man. You know what I mean? You shot your own special, you don't know where to put it. The video distributors kind of playing around with you. Hey, put it on Crowded. You know what I mean? You can put up to a 4-hour video on Crowded. So I know nobody stand up that long, but you get paid as soon as you put your music on there. As soon as you put your video on there, there's no subscriber minimum. Like most platforms, you have to have a certain amount of streams or a certain amount of monthly listeners to start getting paid. On Crowded, you get paid from the second somebody listens to your content. So, we don't want anybody to have to worry about the minimums, man. You got to have a certain amount of subscribers and all that stuff now. As soon as somebody listens to your content, from the first stream, you get paid. You don't have to wait, and get a certain amount of listener hours and stuff like that. So, I've been chopping it up. You back?
Yeah. I had actually fell out. You know what I mean? You know how this thing be kicking me out of here. Treasure said that she couldn't really hear you. I heard you, but I mean, you know how this stream yard thing go. But we gonna rock out anyway.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna let nothing stop us. We go keep it going regardless. I love the trick. I just got to keep me a good co-host. You know what I'm saying? That can hold it down regardless of what go on. And it just work itself out. But we had Phil Lamore on here. It was that Wednesday, and dope artists who will probably be on it sometime soon. She got a pretty game. She come out the bay. Her group is one of the hottest female artist groups in Northern California, period. Like, you know what I mean? Like her and Kalina G, it's only like maybe 2 other artists up this way that's comparable, and that's the Barbie and as well as Ascara X, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was talking to about Crowded though, you know what I'm saying? And every artist that come on here, I've been running, you know what I mean? So expect more traffic pretty soon, and all these people got something going. Because I know you said that they can't just be on there freeloading and just sitting on there letting it collect dust and all that. You know what I mean? They gotta be active. You know what I'm saying? Pushing their art as well as pushing the brand. You know what I mean? You gotta send people to Crowded to listen to your music, just like the same way you send them to Spotify or SoundCloud or whatever whatever else you want. You gotta, and, but it's in addition to what he said. I'm just like, shit, probably paying you the most out of any of those apps. If you are productive, if you are working, you gonna get what you got coming. Before we get, since yeah, we gotta crowd it up, Dave. We get into more of it, but Treasure
I
has some
just want
specific. She has some shit. Go ahead.
I want to touch on that. What you were just saying just now. You know what I'm saying? You got to promote. To in order for you to get streams. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to get fans. The thing is, we're pushing to make relationships with indie labels. You know what I'm saying? In any genre right now, that's our push. That's what we've been working on behind the scenes. With all due respect to artists, artists might want to go with the narrative that I want to own my own stuff. I want to get paid a fair amount, but they don't really look behind the scenes and make sure everything is working correctly. They usually depend on somebody else, like a manager or a label head or an indie label head. So those are the people we really want to have a conversation with. Of course, we'll take any artist, what I'm saying, of course, and we'll treat you like royalty. But we want to make those connections with indie labels around the country, just so they can get tapped in or crowded. And their accounting team and their upload team can work directly with us, and their whole roster can be on crowded instead of us kind of one at a time, and get trying to talk to each artist as one at a time. That's one thing.
Understood.
So if you're an indie label and you kind of upset about getting paid 0.004 per stream or 0.0006 per stream, we pay 2 cents per stream. And actually, we're the only platform where you can have a choice. 2 cents per stream is considered premium on crowded streaming. So when people look at your album or look at your song, you'll have a premium tag on there. And that is for the fan to know that they're paying from their wallet 2 cents to listen to your song. If you don't have the premium tag, that means you're getting paid 1 cent per stream. And we wanted to give that option, to artists. Maybe they have an album that, is just a throwaway or a mixtape. They'll take 1 cent. But if it's something they've been working on, spend a lot of money on, they want to get that premium 2 cents per stream for that project, then, you can make that decision right there in your creator dashboard. That's one thing. And the last thing about promotion, artists, I'm not trying to knock any other platforms because, the bigger platforms, they pave the way, for platforms like Crowded to exist, really, so I don't want to knock them and what they do. They have millions of users, millions of artists that want to be on that platform. So you can't knock what they do, but they pay differently. They collect all of the revenue, all of the subscriber money and the payments to their platform, and they split it up and they pay by the percentage of streams. So people like Drake, Drake on fire right now, people like Taylor Swift, Bad Bunny, they get a larger percent of streams. So when you invite somebody to their platform and your fan pays $15, 90% of that $15 is going to a different artist. It's not going to you, But on Crowded, you send your link out, your fans come and listen to your music. Well, however much they put in their wallet, if they listen to you, it goes directly to you. We don't have that pay by percentage system. We have a pay as you go. It's called a peer-to-peer streaming platform. So whoever I listen to, that's where my money goes. And we think that's the most fair way to to pay artists and pay creators.
That's dope. And it sounds as fair as you get. You know what I mean? I've never heard no other platforms doing that. You know what I mean? Real quick before we get into another topic, this platform is not just about rappers and singers. I mean, the content creators like myself as well, which the Ghost Regime Network is on Crowded as well. So can you tell us about, you know what I mean, how they can benefit off this as well? Is it the same or is it different things to it?
That's right. That's right. I was just saying when y'all had dropped out, video content. You don't just have to be a musician or anything like that. If you're a comic and you have a stand up, that you filmed yourself, Netflix won't take it, Amazon Prime won't take it or whatever, put it on Crowded and you get paid 2 cents every 3 minutes, as long as people watch your content. And there's no minimum subscriber, like I said earlier. As soon as somebody watch your your content, you get paid from the first second. So comedians, podcasts, you can put your video and audio on there. So you can get paid both ways. If somebody just want to listen to your podcast while they're on the treadmill, great. If somebody want to, pull Crowded up on their TV and watch your video podcast or their phone, you can do that too. We got the Ghost Regime Network on there. We have Smoke a Lot Radio. The shout out to Yuck Mouth. We have the audio and the video to Smoke a Lot Radio. We have the audio and the video to the Ghost Regime Network, and we have many more. But Gary V, the Real Report, what I'm saying, Joe Budden, we have those on the platform. So really, if you want to support a creator, Crowded is the best place to go.
Show for sure. I appreciate that, brother. Treasure, it's on you, sis. I know you got some questions. And she been really planning for this since I brought it to. I'm glad I brought her in on this one. But you got the flow, Treasure. I see you down there. My brother Lunatic.
I just put a little couple questions together for you. You feel me? Because I just wanted to see, kind of where your head was at when you came up with Crowded Streaming, and like what inspired Crowded Streaming. What inspires you to create it?
It started off as I've been collecting music since the late 90s. You know what I'm saying? And then once streaming got digital, once the music got digital, I just started building gigs of music, and I just wanted a place where I can access my music easily. So it started off as a selfish thing, when I created Crowd. We had a totally different logo and everything. I just wanted to put it on the App Store so I can listen to my stuff. And then other people, kind of wanted access to it. So we made it accessible to everybody else. And then once I started, kind of doing more research about how the industry was laid out and how artists got paid and the laws and everything like that, I noticed that, independent artists were kind of overshadowed and not really taken care of when it came down to getting paid, revenue, representation, as far as being put on the homepage of different apps and websites and stuff like that. They kind of got looked over. If you weren't on a major label, there was no chance you would get on the front page of any app or platform. So, I wanted to gear Crowded in the most recent years to independent artists and give them a home to where they are the stars, and they get paid a decent amount, the most in the industry, and they get that shine.
Okay. So how long do you feel like it took you to plan this out, and how long do you think it took for you to get into fruition? You feel me?
I started in late 2016 as just an idea. 2017, I got with the developer I'm still with today. We started putting things together. It took us about, about 8 months to get just my personal version online. And it took about another year and a half to get, the public version online. And, we just been rocking out ever since.
So. Yeah, because, people think this stuff happened overnight. So, I gotta make sure to ask the questions. You feel me? And
it don't happen overnight.
Yeah, of course not. I was gonna say, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you come from? Who were your influences, and how does your background fit into the movement that you created?
Again, you know, it's just the organization. I just like to organize music. I had all my music in nice, neat folders with the names and everything just on a hard drive and on my computers, and then you know I put it online. So I'm really a music collector that is sharing his collection with everybody else. You know, if you want to summarize it. But yeah, you know, we down here in Texas, man, you know what I mean? BMT 409, you know, Houston, H-Town. So that's where we at. You know, the home of the independent artists and the home of the independent labels. Um, my influences, before I really got into, you know, the industry and start interacting with people, Sam Cooke was my first influence because, you know, of course he's my favorite artist, but when I started digging, you know, I realized that, you know, he was one of the first people to own their own label, own their own publishing company, and really own their own masters. You know, of course, you know, he was tragically killed at 34 out there in Los Angeles. You know, it's a long backstory. But he was the first person that I saw do that. And then, you know, James Brown, he kind of did it a little bit, but Sam Cooke kind of led the way and showed everybody that you can own your own, you know, business. And so once I started getting into the industry and I started meeting people, you know, D-Rec, the CEO of Rec Shop, you know, responsible for Fat Pad and ESG, and you know what I mean, and Big Hawk, and you know a host of others, Big Mo, you know, Zero went through there, you know what I'm saying? Just he was entangled with the Screwed Up Clique. You know, he's from my hometown too, so you know what he did was something that was amazing. So you know, he was one of the people, well, still, you know, that I look up to, and you know, I met Mr. Miller. You know, seeing what he did out there in Oakland and on the West Coast, and even down here in Houston, and really all over the country. You know, he's one of the people that, you know, that I kind of looked up to as far as the business. And you know, I've been had the pleasure to work with both of those guys, still, you know, interacting. So you know, I just watch what they do, but you know, I try to translate what I can in my lane. And you know, but really, I'm the only one that's really pioneering, being the owner of a platform, a streaming platform, and you know, building it kind of from ground up.
Yeah, that's so dope. Cause
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, this is one of the first black-owned streaming companies I had heard about. So you know what I mean, and you
yeah,
know our little story, our background. So I just appreciate your movement, and I just want to make sure that we shine some light on, you know, the things that you have been putting together, because I feel like a lot of times you're always showcasing the other artists and stuff, and you don't really speak on really what your goals and plans were for this platform. So I just felt like it was important to get more into your history of why you decided to do this. You feel me?
right. And you know, we're not really represented, you know, on this side of the industry. I mean, if you look as far as the talent, you know, we make up probably, you know, as far as hip hop, we make up probably 99% of it. But you know, I see us working for other companies, but I don't see us, you know, building companies. And I am not saying that we can't do it, but you know, I just want to let people know that we can do it, and you know, and we'll get to a certain level to people. People all over the world will respect us, and want to be down with us. But you know, people should know that it's possible. Yeah, it's a question I always ask myself, though. You know, if I can do it, you know, why the, you know, label executives and artists who have millions of dollars, why they didn't do it? You know, why they didn't put their own bread up and build a platform, you know, that'll give independent artists light and independent creators light. Like, why wouldn't you do it? I don't get that part of it, but
I,
hey,
I,
you
I
know,
think I
somebody
know.
got to
I
do
think
it.
I know why. I think I know why. It's because when a lot of them that actually have on, like, let's take title for example. We already know how, or at least we hear, we put emphasis on that. We hear about allegedly how Ho is tapped in with the people. You know what I'm saying? That, the small hats and etc. You know what I'm saying? They not about to give no quarter to an independent artist. You know what I'm saying? Because they want it all. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect the artist. JT the bigger figure said something yesterday when he was on one of his podcasts when he was talking about the difference between the artist and the producer, is that the artist is the last one to get paid. You know, you
Yep.
know, the people that govern, they respect the people that's in the conference room. You know what I'm saying? Not the worker, so to speak. Unless you a rapper slash producer, who's most of the time them people are independent because they have their own mat, they have their own everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Too Shorty, 40. I mean, the legends. You know what I'm saying? Like who mastered that. I I think that's why. I mean, they, and I don't know if it's backdoor deals that, what I mean, we're gonna give you all this money, but hold on.
Yeah. Nah, man.
You
I
know
you
they
know I
greedy,
get
bro.
that part.
You know they greedy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
get that
care with
part.
us. And that's why I love what you were doing, because it seemed so empowering that it seemed like everybody was able to put in, everybody was able to make this happen, this dream that we all believed in. We came in together and we came to support you. Feel me? So I want to just give you your flowers real quick. You feel me?
I appreciate you, Treasure. You know what I'm saying? And like I was saying, man, that performance and your voice, you got that pain. Remember, I used to call you that Mary J. Blige of Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? The pain you sing with and your beautiful voice is just, it cuts everybody deep. When they hear you. So I want to give you your flowers too. You know what I'm saying?
And you know who should be dope with?
It's about you
Who who
tonight.
you know, who I think should do a dope duet with? Who been on here in and crowded? Tamara LaShawn.
Oh yeah, yeah. From the
Yeah,
Bay, yeah.
the Miss Neo Soul. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And, man, they go crazy, man.
That'll be a dope combo. We got a lady down here, man. You know what I'm saying? She on Crowded too. Her name E Money Sings. She just had a concert, you know what I'm saying? But she got that neo soul thing going too. If y'all get a chance, man, create a profile, playcrowded.com and check her out. Check out Chizzy G, Ghost Dream Network, E Money Sings. I see we had a question, Raiders Allegiance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brother. That's the homie lunatic.
All right, what's up, man? Much love to you. Yes, short films, documentaries, whatever, any content, you know what I mean, you want to put on a platform, video, audio, do it. We got books on there. We got the Art of War on there. You know what I'm saying? We got y'all might not, people might not listen to read it or listen to it, but we got Mark Twain on there, Huckleberry Finn. Any kind of content, you getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's just what it is. And to go back to your point, shout out to what Jay-Z did, man, with Title. You know what I'm saying? Because he kind of gave the idea that it could be possible to other people. To me, but he didn't build Title. You know what I'm saying? He bought it when it was already built from somebody else. We built Crowded from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's better or not, because he made a lot of money with that. But really, it's really not all about the money. It's about having your corner or whatever carved out in the industry and letting people know that there's a safe place to come to where you're not gonna get taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? I just want artists and label owners and people to think about this. If you promote your music and podcast, you put the big streaming companies' logos all over your content, on your cover art. You send out links all the time. You telling everybody about it. Please go here to listen to my music. Are you getting the same revenue or support in return? That's number one. You know, are you getting that? And number two, you know, I got this from the Wolf of Wall Street, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a true story about this guy named Jordan Belfort, a Wall Street guy. But you know, he said something profound that I believe in. He said, "You're accountant," and basically, streaming platforms are accountants. That's all we are. We are just there to count you know the streams that you get and the view time that you get, give you data, let you know who's watching you, who's listening to you. We're just your accountant. The accountant should not have more money than the star or the artist. So the platform should not be worth billions of dollars, and artists are complaining about getting paid fairly. The platform should have the less money in that situation. You know what I'm saying? The platform should have 30% of revenue, and the artist, you know, keep 70%. But that's how I look at it. You know, we are just facilitators. We don't make the content. You guys are the stars of the show. You know, so when you know send people to crowd to listen to your content or watch your videos, yes, audio and visuals too. When you send people here, you get compensated directly from your work. You know, when it comes down to crowded, other platforms you can send out link, put their logos everywhere, and you get, you know, cents for your effort. And I don't think that's fair.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Um, and I just want to add emphasis on it. You know what I'm saying? Something you said. You know, I mean, it means a lot. It's it's like it's the same arena of me establishing a dose regime. You know what I'm saying? You know, this was my vision. You know what I'm saying? That I just built on it and built on it. And, you know what I mean? With time, it's just, you know, as it went along, and here we are. You know what I'm saying? So it hit different when you were day one with something like this. You know what I'm saying? Or of the crowded magnitude that you build it on. And I don't know if you touched on this at all, but you can find this app in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple Play Store as well. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's been around for a minute. How long you say it's around? 2015, 2016,
Yeah,
split now?
yeah. We started 2016. We got it on the app stores in late 2017. But yeah, you can go to playcrowded.com. You know, another thing about it is if you got, you know, you don't have a lot of room on your phone, you know what I mean? You don't want to download another app, just go to the website. You get the same experience as you will on the mobile app. So you know, playcrowded.com. You got you know your creator studio. You can listen to music, you can upload music, you can check your data, you can check your analytics. Like I said, we're down to the neighborhoods, man. And you know, that's what it's all about. We just want to make it as easy as possible for the fans.
Okay. So I didn't know. Y'all have a question for me? No,
And how
no, she
far do you
over there.
see crowded going? Like
What's
how
that?
I said, how far do you see crowded streaming going for you? Like what is your what do you feel like your end goal would be? Like what do you feel like you know? Like what is the thing that you're trying to accomplish the most, you feel like, with this? Besides
The,
getting, I just heard, like, what do you see this, like, this being in movies, or what, your story going further?
Nah. I mean, it's not about me, man. If you know me, I like playing behind the scenes, and you know what I'm saying. I'm not a in front of the camera kind of guy. I just want, you know, and I'm not even saying I want every creator to leave all other platforms and come to Crowded. I just want them to know that there's another way. There's a fair place that you can go to really get compensated for your content. You know what I mean? I don't want them to feel like they're backed into a corner and they have to get in line to go to one platform, or you know, have your music or videos distributed to only certain places. I just want them to know that there's a fair place that they'll get compensated. And you know, there's really no number of users or number of artists, you know, I just want the platform to be sustainable. We've been sustaining it this long, you know. Well, we're not gonna stop anytime soon, but I just want to have that awareness that, you know, people look at Crowder as a place of a safe place for their content.
Do you have any success stories you feel like you want to share from any of the artists or anything like that?
I mean, we have a few, you know. We had got 33 Trapper, you know, from the Fold 9. You know, he came on there and racked up about 25,000 streams. That's at 2 cents per stream. You know, it might not sound like a lot, you know, but people, that's more than what you would get for, you know, about 500,000 streams on any other platform. So 25,000 streams is huge. We just had my man D Banks, the creator. He dropped his album. You know, he got 3,000 streams in 2 weeks. You know, on Crowded, and you know, those streams are still going up. We had my man Show. He put his single "Them Days" on Crowded. He racked up over 3,500 streams in a week. We got Seattle Music is Real, you know, Mary Base One, Jay Wavy, you know, they done racked up about 15,000 streams on Crowded. And there's a lot of, you know, smaller pockets where people, you know, got 500, 1,000, 2,000 streams. But people see, you know, the difference in the payout on Crowded, and they get paid. We don't have any stories where somebody requested their money, they didn't get paid. Everybody got paid, and we're gonna continue to do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
My background kind of loud right now. That's why I muted up. You got that noise in my background. I can keep cooking, man.
it's all good. Well, you know, I just wanted to touch on something I talked about earlier about the analytics, and I don't want to just make it about Crowder. We could talk about other things too, you know. But I just want to talk about this part because this is something that creators and artists really haven't thought about yet. Everyone is getting in line to get the big brand deal with the large companies, you know, with Nike, with even Fashion Nova, with Adidas, and these large companies, Taco Bell and all that. Everyone is lining up to get those deals, but that line is long, you know. So what we did for creators is we give you your neighborhood data. So if you're just hot in your city or hot in your neighborhood, you can take that data and go to a local business. You can go to, Larry's fish restaurant. You can go to, a smoke shop. You can go to whatever. Go to a local business in your area and show them the data. Say, look, man, I have this many fans in this zip code. Let's make a deal. We wanted to empower artists not on a global scale, not only on a global scale, but on even a neighborhood scale, to where you can kind of build an ecosystem where you at. Because I don't know if artists realize this, but when you put your music everywhere, that's great. That means everybody can listen to it. But if your music is everywhere, all over the world on every platform, and you only get, 150 streams, then, that 150, it really don't make sense to have your music everywhere. How about you focus, where you're releasing your music, focus on your neighborhood, focus on your city, focus on your region, your state, build that fan base first, and then it'll be time for you to go on a global scale and try to compete with the larger artists, that's getting backed by the people that actually run the industry. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if people know, the major labels, they own a percentage in, the largest streaming companies. I'm not going to say which, but they're tied in everywhere. So if you're not in their system, you're not going to get the shine that you think you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Crowder is a fair, open market system that, if you have a fan base, you can come to Crowder, make money, get the data that you need, and make advertising money and form partnerships with the businesses in your community and in your state and in your region. So I just wanted to kind of get the wheels turning for people who never thought about that, who think that, you know, Nike, Adidas, Taco Bell are the only deals they can get. No, you can get a deal, you know, with a restaurant in your area. You know, let them know how many fans you have on Crowded, and, you know, and show them the data and make your own deal. And Crowded get we get none of that. You know what I mean? That's 100% yours, but we give you the data to empower you to do that.
Yeah, that's a dope take. I ain't think about it like that. You know? But that's kind of different, you know? So that's one thing I will say, that I do like how different y'all marketing was and stuff like that. And even when y'all sent Miss Nikki to get me, you feel me, for the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, I'll never forget that. You feel me? Like, we could talk about my success story too if you want to, but we're not going
Yes.
to.
Let's talk about it. You know, Treasure G, you know what I mean? She been rocking with us for a minute, man. You know, Treasure G got her streams on Crowded too, you know. And you know, you were the artist that we selected to represent Crowded streaming at the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. And you know, you did not let us down, man. You had you know, Sugar T and Yuck Mouth and, you know, everybody over there just in awe. You know, shout out to Mr. Benjamin from Seattle Music is Real. You know what I mean? High Times. You know, you had Boo Capone. You know, just standing back, staring at you because, you know, your voice, you know, took over the whole scene, and the look you had. You just did your thing. So, you know, we did choose you. You had the best voice, and, you know, we wanted you to represent Crowded. So thank you for doing that.
Thank y'all for having me. You feel me? I'll never forget that. That experience was life changing. You feel me? So yeah, I just wanted to make sure you know.
Mandatory.
It's going down. I mean, it's in Seattle
Mandatory.
again. I mean, it's in Seattle this year. You know, how far is Seattle from Minnesota? About a 2-hour flight.
Is it? Is it
I
for real?
don't know. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to start looking at. You know, looking up. I'll be on airplane tickets all night. Matter of fact, I need to get my tickets for the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, man. August 15th and
Because
16th, man.
I'm sitting here thinking about just California alone. Shit. I mean, for the Bay Area lady, about damn near a 2 hour flight, or yeah, I don't know. You know,
It might be four.
like, but
It might be
I
four.
don't know. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
no,
I'm about to say it's
that's
finna be
go
full.
that's gonna be a field.
I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to
gonna
San
be a field trip for
Francisco.
sure.
I'm going to San Francisco on the 1st of June. So that's gonna be a 4 hour flight for me. It's
Yeah.
already,
So yeah, about 3-4 hours.
yeah, I'm excited.
It's roughly
I
the
got
same. It's roughly the same difference. It's roughly the same. I think from Seattle, Minnesota, you kind of going straight west, and you kind of about the same distance. About the same distance. About four
Yeah.
hours either way from
Yeah.
Minnesota. That's a 4 hour flight. But it'll be a good trip. You know what I mean? Like, Treasure Juice is a real asset that we do. You know what I mean? Like, this is what she does. That's why every chance I get, I list everything I get, man. You know, the truth on this, man. So I know this is one thing we always talk about when you come on, bro. Since the last time we've been on here, like, as far as the industry concerned, as far as like artists and you know, as far as just the credibility of the art, we'll start with rap. Um, where do you think the direction of the trend is? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we had Phil on here, we Phil felt, me and Calico felt like, it's trending towards the ladies. You know what I mean? The ladies are in right now. You know what I mean? And not just because it's a value, but because of the quality. I mean, you got some real dope artists. I was talking about Phil and Kalina and Barbie and Mascara. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, of course, you got your Nicki Minaj and your Cardi B's, etc. And I don't want to ever leave out the homegirl Miss Sin. You know, shout out to my bro. You know what I'm saying? Out there in AZ, man. You know what I'm saying? But where you at on that, bro? How you think it's trending?
Yeah, don't forget Film to Kill, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yep,
nah, man,
the show.
it's
Show before.
yeah, nah, man. Well, I look at it, man, it's uh, I think it's getting split. We're at that age where we like what we like. We like, well, me personally, you know what I'm saying. I rock with my favorite artist right now. You know what I'm saying. I got my man Mike Askari in there. You know what I'm saying, with the Y and the 4-way or no way. 33 Trapper from my hometown. Um, Larry June. You know what I'm saying. If you look at my crowded profile. uh that's another thing you can do. I hate to keep going back to Crowder, but you can go to people profile and see the last 15 songs they listen to. If you look at mine, you're gonna see Larry June, you're gonna see, you know what I'm saying. I just watched listen to the Ghost Regime Network, the interview with you and Mr. Miller, so you're gonna see that on there. But you're gonna see a lot of Larry June, you're gonna see Imani Scenes, you're gonna see some 33 Trapper on there. But right now, I think it's splitting up into sections like a pie chart. The older crowd, we like our favorite artists to talk about the things that we into right now, or at least talk on the level that we on right now. There's a movement right now with the young boy movement that I don't really relate to. I don't put on young boy and feel like I relate to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I couldn't have went through that, but I'm not going through what he's going through. So he got his own movement. You know what I'm saying? They call it the YN movement. And then you got the, different lanes of other hip hop. You got the hard rock hip hop. You got the soul hip hop. You got this and that. So I think we're just getting split up into different subcategories, and it's not just hip hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it may feel like hip hop or R&B is kind of going down, but really it's just breaking up into smaller pieces. So you like what you like, and just support the artist that's in the lane that you like. And I think if we all do that, we'll keep hip hop and R&B alive.
You know what I call it? Hip hop is like it's like a virus. It mutates. It's a different. You know what I mean? Like being from the Bay, we got our own thing. We got a mob coach. We got mob music. You know what I'm saying? Whereas LA may have you know bang, whatever. I forgot exactly what they call a genre of music. On the outside, you would think Cali, West Coast. Nah, it really is the difference when you listen to these different sections. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the South, trap. You know what I'm saying? East Coast, boom bap. Even though even boom bap mutates. You know what I'm saying? The Midwest got drill. You know what I'm saying? And drill is starting to break up into different things now, especially that all these motherfuckers facing these lawsuits, you know what I'm saying, and dying and all that. So it's I think hip hop mutates into different things. So I totally agree with you on that, man. I just when I listen to the music, it just seemed like it's almost like the Revenge of the Nerds today. Like back in the 80s and the 90s, you only had a handful of female artists. I'm talking about that was relevant. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't really have too many just outright dope artists. Like you had your just hip hop artists, your Queen Latifahs, your MC Lights, etc. But I mean, you only had your bosses. You only had one boss. You know what I mean? Sugar T or whoever else was out around that time. You know what I mean? Now, from coast to coast, you got volume as far as dope ass artists. I'm talking about it just got heat. Like we mentioned Phil, Kalina, Barbie. We mentioned uh 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 uh
Love
damn,
song.
La Femme Kia, Miss
Gail
Sin.
Salvo.
I'm talking about people who I personally know. Gail Salvo for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a
Jay
movement going
Wavy.
on, and it seemed like so it's almost like, in my opinion, the dudes is just trying to do too much. You got dudes ready wearing semi dressed. Man, I'm talking about it's just crazy, man. And it's like the women just keeping it silent. You know what I'm saying? Just on some, and they these dudes go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, man, some of these men be scared to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. That's new to me. You know what I'm saying? Right now. You know what I mean? So I just feel like right now the lady artist is on. The lady R&B artist will always be on. It's always
Yeah.
gonna be a market for her. There's always gonna be a market for Treasure G, for you know what I'm saying, for Tamara. I mean, like because they stay recreating themselves and you know what I'm saying, and don't stay stagnated. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easier to stay you know what I mean, to keep recreating yourself in that with these rap, man, it's just something else today though. But salute to the ladies though, man, it's doing their thing though. Period.
Yeah.
I would say this.
What you think, Treasure? What's your
I want to add to what you were saying about the hip hop thing. So I feel like people kind of lose. They forget that it's poetry. It's street poetry. You feel me? So as long as people understand that, like it'll always be a lane for that. It's
Yeah.
it's an art. It's a what they say, a dying art. But people are always gonna be able to relate to pain more than they do love. So that's why it's always gonna be a lane for that. And that's
That's
the
right.
and that's the reality of it. And another thing they forget, hip hop was like a secret language for us back in the day. Like we was able to connect to our people through hip hop. You feel me? And as long as y'all understand that the new generation is doing it in their way, like it's always gonna keep mutating. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say I don't knock the young movement. That's I shout out to, but I like I said, I don't relate to what he talking about. But when I was around that age, Zero was the guy, you know what I'm saying, for me, and he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, things that was going on that I could relate to, so I still go back and listen to Zero, of course, because that's in my core. That's what I came up on. So, but they got the person that they listen to, but I was already of a certain age when the NBA young boy came in, so I don't relate to what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? I relate to what Larry June talking about. I relate to what Drake talking about.
I
Hove.
feel that, but like I was
Yeah,
saying, like okay, they doing what we was doing back in the day. It's just they talking to themselves in the way that they talking to themselves this time, this go round. They pretty
that's
much
right.
the same stuff we saying. They just saying it in their dialect. That they
That's right.
dialect. Remember, we had our own slang back in the day. They got their own too. You feel
That's
me?
right.
Like
Yeah,
I ain't gonna sit here and act like I agree with everything. Cause even look at Nikki now. She talking about how stuff that she wrote back then, she don't agree with it no more. You gonna outgrow that phase.
right.
So I understand exactly where you at with this,
Yeah,
but it's always gonna be a lane for this because of that. But I
yeah.
feel like the children, that's our tomorrow. So support their movement,
That's
understand
right.
it, and help mentor to get it in the right direction where it needs to go. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like Crowder could really do with this type of platform.
I feel you. Yeah, of course, like I said, I respect to it that, that's just my personal thing. We're not gonna shut the doors on nobody, you know what I'm saying? come make your money, build your fan base on Crowded, and you can do that. I was just talking about my, you know what I'm saying, my personal little playlist of who I listen to, and that's who I rock with. Now, we ain't gonna shut the doors on nobody, you know. That's what the platform is for. So, just like I said
And
earlier, I want them to
for
know that
artist
they have a safe
development over
place.
here too. You hear me? We still doing artist development over here too. Don't play with it.
That's right. We had hour-long, conversation and sessions, you know what I'm saying? Just talking about what we need to do and, how artists can be better, giving feedback to artists. How can you improve this song or that song, or, you know what I'm saying, or your album that's coming out? We always gonna be there for that, And one thing about Crowded too, is real people running the platform. You can really get, 3 or 4 phone numbers, of people that work for Crowded that will sit and have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Well, how you gonna roll it out? How you trying to do this? You got your cover already. You got this, you got that. Yes, real phone numbers you can call. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me give one now. 346-780-4578. You can call that number and get a personalized consultation, on your rollout. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no charge or nothing. It's just customer service. We here to, serve the creators, whether that's music, video, whatever. We'll sit on the phone and walk you through it. You know what I mean? So that customer service and support is gonna be there. No matter what the genre is, no matter what age group it is, we here to help you. And yeah, man, shout out to the up and coming movement. I was just looking at Rolling Loud, like the highlights. I didn't know any artists, you know what I'm saying, on Rolling Loud, man. And that's a shame, but I didn't. But guess what? They still had thousands of people in the crowd. So the new hip hop is always going to be becoming new. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the ocean floor with the tectonic plates, they movement. You're always going to make new earth. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to have a new movement in hip hop. So even if we're not a part of that new movement, as far as listening and consuming, the Crowded is a place where they can come and still get respected, treated with dignity, you know what I'm saying, and supported, just like I'll support Larry June just like I will, Young Boy or La Femina Kid, anybody that's coming up, you know what I'm saying, we here for that. So, shout out to them. Our language was a little different, but the feelings and the soul of hip hop is still there. The language is different, you know what I'm saying? They speak Chinese to me now, but the feeling and the soul is there, I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna pass it back. I listen to all different genres. What's that?
No. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now, I listen to all different genres, right? So I listen to AC/DC, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking at one of their live shows. They was doing this song called TNT, and the whole crowd was jumping, mosh pitting. I mean, it was 40,000 people, you know what I'm saying? And I look at that same feeling. I saw that at Rolling Loud when Playboy Cardi was on stage, when other artists was on stage, when D-Lo was on stage. That same feeling and emotion is there. You know what I'm saying? So, and Louis Armstrong, Satchmo, he said in an interview, in the late 60s, he said, if the music make you tap your foot, don't think no farther than that. Just enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. So, I'm of the school of that too. Yeah.
All right. We got some questions.
Music, so
We got some questions.
Somehow rock coming from this direction too. You feel
Yeah.
like, I feel like
we got some questions.
music is at
Can y'all hear me? Am I still?
Yeah, we got you.
Because it's so saturated in all these different places, like we could really play with it. You feel me?
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna be dope. So
we here.
Hear the plans you got for Crowded. It's sounding like you got it all figured out.
Ready. We rock and rolling. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, let me get some of these questions in from the audience. A lunatic asks, can a media entertainment company on your platform so all of and content is umbrella?
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you heard you, but
Now
go ahead.
I see you talk the pin comment right here. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. Nah, man, that's yeah, we got it set up like that. Everyone on Crowded, on playcrowded.com, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you create an account. Everyone is a member, okay? And you can listen to music. Now, different
I got
people have
you. Wait.
different privileges. You what's that?
No. Go ahead. I was
Oh,
talking to
okay.
somebody else.
Yeah, so once you sign up, everyone is a member. All right. Then you let us know, hey, I'm a content creator, blah blah blah, and we make you a creator. And then you're a member that can listen to music, but also you have access to the back door, your creator studio, where you can upload music. You can check your analytics and all that. Now, as far as an entertainment company, we have the split set up. So, if you have a company, XYZ company, and you release artists through your company, you can put the writer's information on a song or video. You can put the splits. This person get 10%, this person get 37%, and everybody get to see the streams and the revenue that's earned by the media file. So if four people own a media file, then all four of those people are going to be able to see the analytics and the data and get their portion of what they own of that company. So to answer your question, yes, your media company can release, through different, through your company, release the songs, create the splits. Everybody get to see the data that's a part of that media file. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that's possible. And another thing, I'm not sure if we don't own the platform, so I don't want to say that. But on Crowded, you can have splits on videos. So right now, we're not doing that. But let's say, Mike Askari want to split the revenue from this video between me, him, and Treasure G. We can do that. We can do 33%, 33%. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to podcast, that's a whole new lane that people had never even thought of or never even brought to the forefront. Boosie and Vlad are beefing right now over revenue from a podcast video. But guess what? If Vlad releases video on Crowded streaming, he could have just gave Boosie a percentage of all the videos and interviews that they had, and it wouldn't be a conversation. Boosie is upset about the fact that his grandkids are not going to benefit or eat off that video, in the future. But if you put your podcast or video on Crowded or movie or whatever it is, you can have splits on that video, and the upfront costs or the conversation about splits won't even come into play because you already set it up when you initially release the video. So yeah, it's not only splits on music, it's splits on videos too. If you got a short film, a movie, you got 15 actors, you don't have the money to pay them up front. You know what I'm saying? You just say, hey man, let's just split the revenue that we get. You can do that. What's good? What's good, man? Welcome to the stage, man. What's good?
Salute. What's happening with Mike Askari, man? And I mean, God damn it, if it ain't, hey, listen, if it's crowded, don't doubt it, man. What's going on with it, man?
What's love, man? I appreciate the love, man. What's good with you?
Hey, man, another day like the other day, man. Shit, standing on top of the ground and not the other way around, man. Came up here to show some support for my boy, Mike Askari, man. We're going to keep it so West Oakland, man. Um, I was listening to you saying that you was growing up on Zero, and that was the cat that you was really on, when you was coming up. And I'm listening to like these cats with the drill music, these niggas with the drill music, and it's crazy that you mentioned Zero because it made me think about rap a lot. When I thought about rap a lot, it ain't a drill rapper today that was more extreme than Gangsta Nip. That nigga was on a different level.
Yep. Yeah, and
You
it's been
know,
around, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like I said, the words and the slang was different, but the feelings and the soul of what they saying is still there. You know.
that's all it is, man. An old girl with
Yeah.
a new dress on. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's all it is, man. Shit. I mean, as far as the trap music, I mean not the trap, but the drill music and the shit like that. I mean, everybody has a day to shine, and everything runs its course. Some things have staying power and date well and age well, and other things don't. Me personally, and you know, I'm in my 40s, man, late 40s, and I don't want to sound like the cranky uncle shaking my finger at the young niggas. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was a young nigga at one time too. But with
Exactly.
what I think is gonna be the death of the drill music is the motherfucking Rico acts. Cause these
Yeah.
motherfuckers nowadays, I hate to use that, but these young niggas nowadays, I done seen more self-inflicted incarcerations than God allowed.
Yeah, I don't know where that come from, man. Like, I'm in my 40s too, but that generation, I never seen somebody get online. I mean, that's like, going in the middle of the town and staying on top of the building and saying, I sell drugs. I have a gun in
Mhm.
in my trunk. I never seen that, but that's the new currency. For some reason, they see a benefit from it. Not knocking them, but that's the currency that they want to try to spend and use. I was just seeing they had that trial, the Julio Fulio trial, and the dudes was crying in court. But that night looked like they was ducking and moving and weaving and bussing. They
Mhm.
wasn't crying that
Mhm.
night. You know.
Exacto, man. I mean, you man, listen, it's not really nothing that I can get behind. And me and my folks, we was chopping it up the other night about it. Like, what makes these motherfuckers so want to just tell, post, and record everything that they do? And I broke it down like this to him, and I'm gonna see if you agree with it. It comes down to like when we being in our 40s, right?
Mhm.
Um, it was a time in our life where we didn't have computers. Like this shit didn't exist. Like the most high-tech shit in the nigga house was a video game. And
Yep.
like as compared to a kid that's, let's say, 20, 22, 23 years old, they grew up with a computer their whole life. So that shit is interwoven into their life. Like, I'm not gonna be ready to go jump off of a bridge if the Wi-Fi go out or if a nigga can't get online. I'll just go find some other shit to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I don't know, man. This shit is like a drug. It's like an electronic drug. And
Yep.
I can only thank God that I came up before all of this shit. Like, I never forget this piece of game that Pops told me. Salute, Mike. See you back on the panel, man. Pops told me
Yes, sir.
like this, man. I remember one time he told me to go and clean, take care of the living room floor, right? So I go to
Mhm.
plug up the vacuum, and when I plugged up the vacuum, he said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm finna get ready to vacuum the floor like you told me." He said, "Oh, no, 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 nigga. You can't work the vacuum until you respect what the broom do."
Yo, that is.
You feel what I'm saying? Once you have a clear understanding and respect for that broom, then you can fuck with the vacuum.
Yep. Learn how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You learn the skill from the ground up and not just
Fact.
jump to the easy way. Yep. Yep. You're
That's
right.
an action packed fact, Jack. You know,
And
I'm
I wanted to ask y'all, because I don't know if y'all see it like that, but I see Houston and Oakland as like, not kind of like sister cities, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like we have, similar mentalities. The drill didn't really pick up out here. I don't know any drill rappers in Houston or down here in Texas, period. Do y'all have drill out there in Oakland?
I agree with it because
No,
what
you might it has a semblance to drill, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bay has always had like a unique mob. We call our music mob music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just drill. I mean, you might have one or two. have less than a handful of dudes who dabble in the drill scene. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a variety of artists out here, especially like these young upcoming dudes. But I don't think I don't think the I don't think we've taken on drill. Honestly, I don't. I just kind of feel like drill is kind of fading out a little bit. And,
Yeah.
and huge part behind all of, you know, Lucas Von gone, I mean, we going on about. I mean, I'm just saying, like, just across the board, all of the YSL, you know what I mean? Now you got Lil Durk locked up. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the rawest dudes, the top dudes are gone. You know what I'm saying? We listening to old music. It ain't really been too much new. Now I know NBA YoungBoy got a movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like it's a different thing when you got King Von out there together, and you know what I'm saying? We can't overlook that. But the Bay has always had its own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Regardless what anybody else doing, just, you know, whether it was the hyphy movement, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Jack movement, you know what I mean? Just a variety of things out here, man. But I don't see nothing that I can say is drill. Mr. Fab ain't a drill rapper for sure. He's a damn high rated because Fab he one of the dudes in that underground battle rap scene, like hands down. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't. I mean,
I don't know, Mike.
like,
Look at it. Look at it in this way, Mike. You got the cats like the EBK and the Mozzie's and that would be considered a Northern California style of drill music. When you have artists that come from other regions,
Mozzie was folk drill though.
Say again.
Mozzie was Mozzie folk drill. Mozzie predates drill though.
Absolutely, but my point is that,
you know what I mean. So
we collectively borrow off of each other and well, you know what? Let me not say borrow. I'll say it this way: we are collectively inspired by each other, and we all get a turn to shine. So the drill music, of course, originated in Chicago, just like the chopped and screwed originated down south in Texas. You feel me? The bounce music originated in Louisiana. The Miami bass style, the hyphy movement. Before the hyphy movement is so motherfucking running hand in hand with the crunk movement that they're damn near one and the same. So it's like we all inspired, right, and we all links in the same chain. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, you know, outside of California, I mean, you know, one on clubs and the other apps, I'm listening to dudes who from outside of California who looking at us. I mean, they think we all the same until you come out here and get familiar. And you see that it's a pie. It's a pie chart. It's different sections got different things going on, and we can't exclude the Latino artists either, though, because even they got their own style and way of doing things too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They don't really sound like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So like it's so many different of it.
As far
that I hear that I've been hearing before drill was.
As far as places like the Bay Area.
Now I haven't listened to too much.
You haven't listened to too much who?
No, go ahead. I cut you off. I said I haven't heard too many of EBK J-Bo's music yet, but I'm gonna tap into it, especially since you mentioned it, right? You know what I mean? But I do know that when I read about him, it's a lot of drill shit going on. It's reminiscent of what I see the cats do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But let's think about it though. Let's talk about that though. You know what I'm saying? Even up north, it's a pie chart. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the Bay.
Absolutely.
Back in the 90s, you couldn't really differentiate a difference between the Bay Area to SAC because, you know, it was intermingled. You know, Bo stayed fucking with the Bay. Brother Lynch, X-Rated, all of them stayed fucking with the Bay. Stockton didn't really have no artist. They did. Their artist was purely, I think, you had.
I
You
think,
had
I think that it was
damn,
that it was.
you had
I think that you could tell the difference. Like for instance, with you can
no,
definitely tell a Sacramento artist or an artist that was from the Valley because their whole MO, and not all of them, but the majority of them, who all kind of fell up under that X-Rated, Brother Lynch, SIBO umbrella, because those are the ones, whoever like it or not, are the niggas that put Sacramento on the map. So a majority of their style was always murder, murder, kill, 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 murder, murder. You know, that's all.
Let me speak on what you're talking about, right?
Some mob shit.
Good.
Go ahead.
Though the artists you talking about, right? I mean, of course, I mean they up north Crips. You know what I'm saying? They in the Valley they got gang banging. The Bay we don't have no Crips and Bloods out here. You know what I'm saying? Not in the Bay. You know what I'm saying? But in the Valley you have Crips and Bloods. You have itself NCs. And you have, of course, Oak Park Bloods and Meadowview, etc. But my point to that is that early, if you listen to SIBO and Brother Lynch and them music early on, like it was, Bo was seriously banging like in the gas chamber and shit like that. But when you listen as his music went on, like to his mid albums, he was banging less. I mean, when he fucking with 40 and Spice One on all of that, fucking with the mob figures and all that. I mean, he sounded like you could have easily confused him for a Bay nigga in a lot of his prime show. You know what I'm saying? Now, Brother Lynch, Brother Lynch is him and X-Rated is just two different dudes, period. Right. Them two in Tech Nine, but all of them, they all belong, they belong together. That's a special section of rap right there, period.
They down with the sickness.
Straight up.
They down with the sickness.
You know? I love it though. Shout out to Tech Nine, shout out Brother Lynch, shout out to X-Rated, man. Shout out to them dudes. They fascinated artists. You know what I'm saying? But you can't call any of that drill though. Like Mozzie, like I said, Mozzie was around before he was doing what he do before drill. You know what I'm saying? When he came out with that song, The Truth, where his homie got killed in it, I guess they say from distant to Jack. After Jack got killed, you know, that's before drill was that. I didn't know nothing about drill back then for sure. You know what I'm saying? Well, so Mozzie always been on that. Bo always been on it. Everybody's been on that.
Think about what drill music, the essence of it is. It's being highly disrespectful to the people who you view as your ops, talking about real life shit that you've done in raps and dropping niggas' names. Yeah. That's the essence of drill music. That's what makes the shit so dangerous. And to go back earlier,
snitching.
Right. Self-inflicted incarceration. As far as the answer to the question that Crowder was saying earlier, or to kind of springboard off of the statement he made about, you know, Texas or Houston being sister cities with the Bay or with Oakland in particular, I definitely think that's true, because it's damn near you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that's from Oakland, or for that matter the Bay Area, and ask them where their grandma from, and they gonna say Oakland or the Bay Area. Nigga, your grandma is from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, or Florida. Down back over and down there.
Let me just speak on that, right? My people, I got my people from South Park. That's where my granddaddy come from. My grandmama from Shreveport. And I got Texas primarily, but pretty much all over. You know what I'm saying? The South. Right. So, you know, I mean?
And to me, right. that's where that independent. Yeah, to me, that's where that independent. You know what I'm saying? feeling comes from. You know, I can see Oakland is on that same type of timing. You know what I mean? Like, man, you know what? Y'all don't want to let us in. We're gonna build our own. You know, y'all don't want to, you
Exactly.
know, do this like Mr. Miller with the hip hop awards. They ain't want to show love to the West Coast artists, so guess what he did? Built his own hip hop awards. You know what I'm saying? You know what?
And another,
DJ Screw, Jay Prince, they ain't want to let him in. Hey, I'm gonna build my own label. D-Rec, I'm gonna build Rec Shop. You know what I'm saying? So we
right.
that's just how it is down here, man. You don't want to let us in. Yeah, I mean, your best bet is to let us in. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, we're gonna mess around and build our own shit, man.
See, another thing too is that what people have to understand is that the East Coast, as far as speaking on hip hop music, is where hip hop music was invented, right? We
That's
all know
right.
that. And when it was invented and the rest of the country started to catch on to it, the arrogance of the East Coast, instead of embracing motherfuckers from different regions and saying, yeah, man, y'all come along and help us be a part of this, and, you know, be a part of this shit. Because they seen we emulating them, because that's where that was the blueprint of it. So we went out and got the Bell Kangos and the donkey ropes and the Adidas tracksuits, just like, because that's what the culture was, right? But when the arrogance kicked in, and that's not the shotgun spray all of the East Coast, because it ain't niggas out there that feel this way, but it was a large portion of them that felt like instead of embracing everybody else, it was more on some, yo, fuck you niggas. You niggas is sons of New York, B. Yo, nigga, you nigga, that ain't hip hop, nigga. You country niggas don't know. So, but what I love about that arrogance is it did make us stop emulating them to the point of damn near imitating them. And okay, if you want to be a part of hip hop, we're gonna do it on our own, and we're gonna do it our way. We're gonna tell our story, because our story isn't your story. Now, true enough, that hip hop may be your baby, but once your baby is on this earth, nigga, your baby is the world's, and you got to give us a taste. So the West Coast
Let me jump
has always been one of the biggest markets for down south, and down south has always been one of the biggest markets for the West Coast. We've always supported each other.
Yep.
Let me jump in.
You know,
Let me
it
jump
ain't
in.
never been no down
Let me
south
jump into
West
that real
Coast
quick.
beat.
You got it, Mike.
Let me add to what brother just said just now, right? You know what I mean? Let me let me let me spit some mad word, B. You know what I'm saying? Some mad science. You hear me? You know what I mean? So yeah, they had hip hop out there. That's where hip hop started at. You know what I'm saying? But this gangster shit started, you know what I'm saying? You know, I would usually say that it was the West Coast, particularly California, because you know you had your, you know, NWAs, you know, if that's the only group out, you know, you your, your Richie Riches. I mean, you had motherfuckers out back then. You know what I'm saying? Doing their own independent thing. You know what I'm saying? But we cannot overlook the Ghetto Boys, man. I think they get overlooked in that, like they came afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I think I saw this on Crowded. It was Bushwick Bill or somebody giving an interview talking about that. Man, see, I mean, we say the South and the West. You know what I'm saying? Is what, because they was there in the early and the mid '80s. The Ghetto Boys started I think like '84 or something. You know what I'm saying? The original Ghetto Boys though. Before Scarface, I think Bushwick Bill was one of the originals. I think Willie D and I think Scarface was no, Big Mike was the last one to join, but Scarface was the second to last to join. I think it was Bushwick Bill, some other dudes. Then they brought in Scarface. No, they brought in Willie D, then Scarface. Then later on, you know what I'm saying, when it was them three, then Big Mike temporarily. You know what I'm saying? But they've been around. I think NWA came around, what, 85, well, 86, 87, somewhere in there. So we can argue that shit. They was out first doing this gangster shit. If we just go keep this team, though, you know what I'm saying? You know, so the East Coast had, they had hip hop, they had gangster. You know what I'm saying? Then
But
once,
see,
you know what I mean, they see how this gangster shit took off because it changed the whole rap game. Gangster shit changed the whole rap game, just like the Raiders did. Gotta throw my
well,
Raiders shit up in
the
there. You know what I'm
gangster
saying?
shit changed the
Changed
rap
everything.
game.
You know what I mean? You know,
The gangster
yeah.
shit changed the rap game, Mike,
Go ahead.
because it was something that was completely homegrown. Because we stopped trying to do what they did and start trying to do what we do and what we start telling our story. But when we say that, we're now creating a slippery slope because we can't sit and say, man, these niggas with this damn drill music and all they talking about is kill them up, shoot them up, bang, bang. And we came up on 187, 187.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
God,
almost
my bubble
that's
busting
a slippery slope.
You know,
But,
You know?
but it's like I said, just real quick though. I'm passing you, Keith. So as I said way earlier, the rap game since its inception, it has mutated like a virus, from hip hop to gangster, and even during that time, you know what I mean. You had the Bay, you had this macking and mobbing culture. That's our identity, macking and mobbing. If you want to call it the Bay Area genre, anything, call it macking and mobbing, man. Period. Because you got your Too Short and you got your 415s, you got your, you know what I mean, all the greats though. E40, all of them, JT. I mean,
The Bay is unique, but the Bay is unique because
yeah,
the Bay Area is unique because we're two sides of the same coin equally. Meaning that I'll take Oakland for example. I can say that I'm from the home of the pimps, and I wouldn't be
straight
wrong.
up.
But I can also say I'm
Right.
from the home of the Panthers, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
be wrong. So it's damn near it's it's like the duality of the Bay Area is what makes it unique because we're educated from both sides of that game. As far as Scarface goes, matter of fact, I ain't even finna call him Scarface. As far as DJ Action goes,
yeah, exactly.
you get what I'm saying? Way back when they
Yeah,
said, give me a little bit of that ghetto funk with that red hot sass in it. You know, that original Ghetto Boys, that gripping on the other level. Ghetto Boy, you get what I'm saying? They were always big supporters of our movements and us as likewise. And we helped each other come up and establish ourselves in the game. But you had pioneers from all over the South. You had Luke down there in Florida doing his thing way back in the 80s.
Tony
Speaking on
Draper.
Right. Speaking on Big Mike, shit. If you want to just keep it a thou wow, before, I mean, most people would affiliate him with Texas or with Houston because he was down with rap a lot. But to be honest, nigga, he was the first rapper from New Orleans before Master P, before the Hot Boys, before any of them niggas that was on a national scale.
Big Mike.
Facts.
Yeah.
The biggest,
I was off that song
from the swamp. Nigga from New Orleans, bitch. He was from New Orleans.
But while we talking about the Bay to Texas, man, I have to give this shout out to Cigarette, man. The first dude from the Bay to really solidify that tie between Oakland and Texas, and Oakland and Houston. Between Oakland and Houston. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta keep seeing you there because he paved the way for Yuck. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else.
The Village and the Nickel got a long history.
But yeah, well, I'm saying Jay Prince is already. I mean, Jay Prince is an original. I mean, that's a whole different topic, man. You got to do your own. Yeah, he's originally from here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he originally Jay. Yeah, you know what I mean. So he did.
You know,
Jay Prince did the Master P thing before Master P did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. But what made that so ingenious is that he went and tapped the untapped market. He took
Straight
the
up.
game Master P took the game and the hustle and the bustle that he got from the Bay Area, and he did exactly what the fuck he was supposed to do. He went back home.
Straight up.
He said, hey, when it comes to Texas, they have a long history. So, you know, with Rap-A-Lot solidifying that flag in the ground. Way before Suave House, way before a Chop and Screw, way before any of that. Nigga, that's the root. When you go this way, you got the ATLians and they whole movement. You got Luke and they whole movement. But Louisiana really didn't have its own representatives like that. I mean, they had their own culture of the bounce music, and you know, they had the DJ Jubilees and the different motherfuckers that came up out of there, but they wasn't known like that on a national scale. So P did exactly what the fuck he was supposed to do. He went down there and he tapped into an untapped market.
Yeah. And you know,
Straight up.
I want to say two things, man. I want to give, first of all, the Bay their flowers. You know, number one, if you think about what we just said, Jay Prince, you know what I'm saying, was basically, you know, raised and got his, you know, his early trainings in the Bay. Master P went to the Bay and got his business training, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Tupac that spent a lot of time in the Bay and got his training. Think about the amount of the rap game that's associated directly to the Bay. So I'm gonna give y'all flowers. You got Rap-A-Lot, No Limit, and arguably one of the best artists that's been in the hip hop game. You know what I'm saying? All spent time in the Bay, all walked those streets, and all learned the game from the people that was around them. So that's a huge chunk of hip hop right there. You know what I'm saying? And never mind Yuck Mouth and E40 and, you know what I'm saying, and Sugar T and, you know, and all them. Never mind, you know, Mac Dre and, you know what I'm saying, and, you know what I mean, Keith the Sneak and all. Never mind all that, but that's a huge chunk. That's one thing I want to give the Bay their flowers. You know, number two, you know, hip hop. Gangster hip hop, you know what I'm saying? It started, it's like Mike was saying, kind of simultaneously, you know, on the West and the South, you know. But to me, in the 80s, you had gangster hip hop going on, you had getting money hip hop going on, you had party hip hop going on, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget about, you know, the early 80s, you know, Fantastic Five, the Cold Crush 4, that was party hip hop right there. And in the early 90s, late 80s, you had the militant hip hop. You had Public Enemy. You had, you know, Professor Griff. You know what I'm saying? You had Flavor Flav and them. Now, guess what stayed?
Let's not forget Eric B. and Rakim.
Eric B. and Rakim. I chunked them up as to get money hip hop. But militant hip hop, you had a lot of groups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had Gangstar
shit. But I want you to look and see what stayed and what left. There's no militant hip hop left. Only the gangster hip hop stayed and the getting money hip hop stayed. There's no militant groups out here. You know what I'm saying? Probably in the last 20 years, I would say.
Well, let me say this, because the militant hip hop went semi-mainstream underground. With your Razzcast, you know what I mean? People like, you know, Razzcast from the West Coast, but if you listen to him, you think he's from the East. You know what I'm saying? He dope as hell, man. Period. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the dudes from the town, you know what I'm saying? The Coop, you know what I mean? Like they 90s. But when I hear you say militant hip hop, the only people I think about is Askari X, Razzcast, Paris.
Right.
Fucking with them when you talking about militant.
K-Rino.
The last of the real militant hip hop artists, in my opinion, was Tupac and DMX. You have
mainstream
artists like, mainstream wise.
What about Nipsey?
Who?
What about Nipsey? He came kind of militant.
Nipsey was it was in his name. He was a hustler.
I would say Nipsey was a get money hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was a hustle rapper.
I don't know if I would put DMX you know what I'm saying, in militant, to me, militant hip hop is we gathering together, you know what I mean? We getting a certain culture to open their eyes and move as a unit. I didn't really get that from, you know what I'm saying, DMX. I got it from Tupac, you know what I'm saying? He was talking that talk, you know, in interviews and in his songs.
Definitely.
But DMX, I never heard him really kind of galvanize the culture. I heard him say what he was going to do to somebody, you know what I'm saying, if they run up on him and his and Rough Riders. But
fair point.
Yeah, as far as gathering the culture together.
I classify DMX as semi-street and spiritual, because he'll go into some gangster shit on 1 minute, next minute talking about, you know what I'm saying? So I mean,
more spiritual.
You know,
I give you that, Mike.
I have to say, I mean, so I can't put him, but Pac was just a whole different creature, man. That dude was born in prison, man. His mama had him while she was locked up fighting a murder case, man. She's part of the New York 7, man. She gave birth to that dude locked up. That's why I was telling these other dudes who talking about, Pac rich from New York. I'm like, tell me what hood was he from? You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't from no hood. He was in jail. You know what I'm saying? He got out, moved around with his mama, you know what I'm saying, from place to place. Then they finally came out here to Marin so they can be close to Geronimo Pratt, who was at San Quentin at that time. That's why they came out here, because they wanted to be closer. You know? San Quentin is in Marin County. You know what I mean?
He definitely.
So it was right. It was. Yeah.
He definitely.
I'm saying,
he had his New York roots. Like, as far as him being born and raised in East Harlem for a while, like, that's where he's from. I mean, you think about it. Even when he got the Marin, what was his rap name before he just decided to use his regular name? MC New York. So, I mean, he had his New York. He never forgot his New York roots. It's just that I feel like Pac felt that he didn't get that support from there. And he felt betrayed as to where when he moved out here, he felt embraced by motherfuckers and got the love that he felt he should have got back home where he from. And so he embraced what embraced him.
Yeah. You know, but who after Tupac kept that going? After Tupac, you know, his untimely demise, who has tried to galvanize the culture not in a violent militant way, but in a militant way to where, you know what I'm saying, this is what we're doing? Who's done that since?
Mainstream, nobody.
Nipsey Hussle, Matt Dre, the Jacker,
but no, they wasn't on the Public Enemy type of Boogie Down Productions type of hype though, Mike.
Yeah, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying he talking since Pac left. Pac wasn't on no Boogie Down Production. I mean, he can go on there early on, like, you know, on Tupacalypse Now and Me Against the World. Yeah, but I'm talking about after that, it's all gangster, bro. You know.
Well, I mean,
sorry about it.
Well, Machiavelli had some jewels on it. Machiavelli had some jewels on it.
But I'm saying, but it had a lot of jewels on it. But are you going to consider that a hip hop album or gangster album? Period. You know what I mean? He owns shit on it. Like, he's gangster. You know what I mean?
I would consider it half
Nipsey,
and half.
I'm talking about. I think, damn, I just feel the business hype that Nipsey was on. Nip wasn't just on no, like, him being from LA, him being from 60 Crip, he wasn't just on no banging. He was on some everybody shit. Just like Kendrick Lamar is. Now Kendrick Lamar is picking up that banner. He's doing what
Kendrick is hip hop.
I can't say he picking up that militant banner though.
No, but if you want militant, think on a collective mind to march and move a certain way, I can give you 3 artists.
Who?
I can give you 3. It took me a minute to really just dig and think, but I would say later on works by what's my boy name from Mississippi? He was with He was on the song. He was on the song "Real Thugs Get Down" on
Oh,
the
David
floor.
Banner.
David Banner. His later works, Killer Mike, and Simba.
Oh, Simba from
I agree
Oakland.
with the Killer Mike.
Yeah, he from the Bay.
No, Simba from him and what's the other bro name? The one we was on, the one y'all was on this case on What the Fuck Weekly, man. My boy from the V. The
Oh,
one
you
was
talking about Russell?
yeah, I kind of put
Russell was
Simba
a
and
party
the
rapper,
Russell
though.
kind of
Russell was a party rapper.
okay.
Russell was not a militant rapper.
So Simba
Yeah,
militant.
okay.
Yes, Simba got a lot
Yeah,
of militant tracks.
Simba. Yeah. They I don't know, man. The Bay got so much variety, man. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, you got E40 on one end talking hella fast, and Mac Drake talking hella slow on the other end, and they from the same city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
But
just
you want me to
saying,
tell you
I
what's
mean,
crazy? As much
yeah,
variety as hip hop got throughout our history of our culture, and through
yeah.
the expansion of just the country itself, we're gonna leave the world out of it and just stick to this country, America. It's
Yeah.
so many different varieties just within America and different styles that we didn't all created, right? But out of all of the variety, when it comes to control, we have no variety. Because if we did, then the shit that progressed us more, the shit that progressed us more would have still been around. And I'll give you an
That's
example,
right.
because when you start talking about people that had to do with the hieroglyphic crew, like the Coop and Del the Funky Homo Sapien and Souls of Mischief, all of those was a hip hop collective that was on some make a motherfucker want to get in the books. They was the direct
Exactly.
they was the direct twin of what they had going on the East Coast, which was the Native Tongues, which was the Jungle Brothers, Moni Love, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, and Queen Latifah.
Yep.
So you had those type of groups that made motherfuckers want to get into yourself and learn about your history, your blackness, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep. That I don't know
What
where
happened
that's
with
at.
that? They killed that shit off. They didn't want. They hurried up and promoted that gangster shit. They didn't want
What I'm
niggas to be
saying.
interested in that shit. But you got to think about when these groups was most prevalent. When these groups was most prevalent, shows like A Different World was coming on TV. That
Yep.
shit made niggas want to go to college.
Ain't that something? It
But
all
They
went away
choked and
Hey,
together.
before
killed
we
that
get
shit
off this,
off.
y'all know they controlling the message. I know what's
hey,
going on. Stop acting like we don't know what's going on. They won't even let people
hey,
sign record deals unless they is sitting up here ready to promote this division. You feel me?
Yeah. And so ultimately I would say,
absolutely.
what caused the split in hip hop to me, it was the money. You know what I'm
Money,
saying? It
money.
was the
You always
money.
follow the money.
It was the money. So if you willing to give me 10 million to say these things, I'ma say them. I'm just saying people in general. But why not take 2 million and keep your dignity and keep, you know what I'm saying? Forget the extra 8. I know it's easy to say that, but I mean you ain't gotta live up to a $10 million lifestyle to keep control of your thoughts and control of the culture. I would have took that pay cut, man, but that's just me, you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people answer this question the wrong way when you ask them, would you kill yourself to save the world, or would you kill the world to save yourself? And however a person chooses to answer that question is going to speak a lot about their character.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers can be bought. Some niggas have the mentality of a
Hey, so,
collective. Go ahead, Mike.
hey, before we get off this topic, I want to play something for us. I need everybody to mute their thing real quick.
Coming out
Actually,
of New York,
let's
I
go do
always
it on the
learned
song, but I'm about to
about
play this
flavor
pop.
and different shit like
One
that. Not to
second.
diss New York, I learned a lot, but I never knew the game. I never learned the game. And when I went to Baltimore, I didn't learn the game. Nobody ever took the time to show me the game. When I got to Oakland, that's when I learned the game. The game.
I seen everybody thriving in Oakland. I seen everybody getting it in Oakland. Everybody in Oakland was concerned about one thing and one thing only: the game, the rules of the game.
Yeah. And that's why I say, man, Oakland is like a a crossroads. Just think about it. Jake Prince got his training, Master P and Tupac. I mean, that's a large percentage of what we call the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop game. That's a huge percentage. And Oakland, not a huge city, man. Oakland is
Not at all.
100,000 people. This ain't no 2 million, you know what I'm saying, population city. So just think about the togetherness and the passion of the game that had to be going on for everybody to be moving on one accord like that, man. That's beautiful, man. You know, so I gotta give y'all props
Right.
for sure.
Well, see, when it comes to, go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead. Now, we got it. I got to keep it all the way real though, because I mean we ain't perfect out here, man. You know what I mean? The Bay, in particular, we got our own fair share of bullshit that we need to get over, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Phil was touching on the other night. Like you know, I didn't look at it like this till she mentioned it, but you know, we got a lot of gatekeepers out here, man. Motherfuckers that gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? And like, as much as prolific as we become on the independent, pioneering it, co-pioneering it, you know what I'm saying, the way we did, you know what I mean? We haven't taken that independence to the next step, you know what I'm saying, and re-educating the next generations that come after that with that, you know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers doing their own thing. But we can't really be surprised by it. I mean, just look at the 90s. Just look at from like 91 to 2000, for example, when you had all of this, the best groups that you probably ever had in the Bay at one time. You know what I'm saying? You had
That's
3 times.
I mean, it's a gift.
You had 3 times crazy. All the greats from the Bay, period. You know what I'm saying? Most of them independently, getting independent money, ain't signed to no major, doing major numbers though. You know what I'm saying? And without even leaving the region. You know what I'm saying? That's why when dudes was coming out here, you know what I'm saying, traveling, just getting out of their city because they getting fucked over by a company, so they want to see how other people doing it. They come out here, they see niggas out here riding and big shitting, and you know what I'm saying, pretty much got their own bag, and it's not necessarily a dope game. They seeing how I showed and all them doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's in our DNA. We are hustlers out here, man. You know what I'm saying? From the streets to the rap game. No, we're hustlers. We bring street shit to the rap game. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And when you on the block, the turfs out here, the way we turf, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have 1,000 niggas out there with a bundle trying to serve one knot. You know what I'm saying? The smart niggas might be down the street catching the traffic before it get to the crowd. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is in the rap game too. You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfuckers slanging this shit out the trunk of their car from place to place, from venue to venue and all that. Now, motherfuckers went from there to distribution deals, you know what I'm saying, etc. You know what I mean? So, but everybody always did their own thing when I think about it though. So I can't really be too surprised by it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the issue with the Bay though. You know what I'm saying? We don't fuck with ours enough. Like, you know what I mean? And nowadays, it's semi gangbanging in the town. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause niggas done adapted that drill shit, that Chicago shit to an extent, because just like they do in the other states and other places, you know what I'm saying? If I do a feature with Network, you know what I'm saying, and they like you, well, let me use the crowded experience. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got a dude that's a part of somebody's group that fuck with our shit, that falls out with his crowd now because he released his album on this platform that's dissing at them. Now all of a sudden they don't want to fuck with crowded. Back in the 90s and shit, everybody fucked with everybody, regardless of the wars and shit that was going on in the hood and all that shit. They let the rappers stay being the rappers. Now the rappers want to still be in the street. They want to bring the gangster shit, you know what I'm saying, to the booth.
I mean, that's
industry. You know,
that's true. That's true to a point, though, Mike. Because the other side of that, because that's a knife that cut both ways. And on the other side of that, as good as the '90s was, as far as the energy, as far as the originality, it was more gatekeepers back then. it was only what 6 or 7 niggas, maybe 10 at the most niggas that had their hands in the game that everybody had to go to in order to, like, the reason why, as independent as the Bay was, we never got to that next level is because we don't play well with others. And we have that mentality is like, nigga, we don't need you. We can go gold in our own area. But that limits you, that puts a ceiling on you. Now, with the internet, right? It's a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. And we can't say everybody was all together and niggas didn't fall out, because we seen what happened with Drew and the Mob versus Short now.
No. I didn't say everybody was together. I'm saying everybody wasn't funking it. Like the beefs that niggas had, it wouldn't transfer. It wouldn't go into no street shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, I'm saying, like, you know what Too Short was a part of. You know what them niggas was fucking with.
Right.
It was all kind of shit. It was all kind of shit going around there, but that didn't affect him and Rap around and then did, you know what I'm saying, Father Dom and all them. It didn't affect the Ronies and Sage, you know what I'm saying, and all that. You know what I mean? It was personal. It was personal shit.
The gift and the curse of the internet, though, right? The gift and the curse of the internet is that for every industry that it choked and killed off, it birthed a new one. Now, I'll give you an example. The internet is damn near the internet is damn near the death of the gatekeeper, because we don't need anybody. You don't need nobody to tell you when to go live. You don't have to ask nobody to go live. So you can circumvent the whole game. We don't need to kiss niggas' ass for distribution and to have our shit put out over there, way in this state or way over there in that state, because we have the internet. So we can circumvent that whole part of the game. We can market ourselves. So for every industry that it killed off, it birthed another one. I mean, when it comes to California, as big as California is, it's 2/3 of the whole fucking West Coast. But it's really only 4 major metropolitan areas in California: the LA metro area, the San Diego metro area, the Sacramento metro area, and the Bay Area metro area. Everything else is either motherfucking farmland, beaches, the forest, or the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So between those 4 regions, we are so diverse within that. But we all have to collectively work together, man. If we don't work together to take this shit back, because the one thing that we will always be is the one thing that Eazy-E said we should never be. Nigga, we all got the fame, but nigga, they the ones with the bag. What did Eazy-E say? Eazy-E said, I don't give a fuck about the fame. I'd rather deal with the money. You can have the name, give me paid, then rap. Because all that other bullshit without money ain't jack.
Mm-hmm. Let me keep this versatile. So I want to hear this. Like, Treasure, from a female perspective, where you at on this topic we on? What you think? From your experience.
Before you get started, before she gets started, excuse me, and forgive my manners or my lack thereof. Salute to you, Treasure. I didn't salute you when you popped up. When I popped up on the panel, you wasn't on here, so I salute to you.
Yeah, she co-host. She the co-host of the night. You know what I'm saying? She the special co-host, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
What's your thoughts, Treasure?
The way I see it is like, okay, I feel like, you know, like you said, it's something.
Your mic sound underwater, love.
Can you hear me?
Lightweight. Am I the only one that can't hear that clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so like you said, there's so many different outlets now, and it is kind of helping get rid of the big people, but at the same time, they still control the algorithm. So it feels like, even though like we pushing the message that's powerful right now. You see how even the stuff that get distorted, they don't want certain messages out there. You feel me? So I just feel like, we could do what we could do. That's why I feel like more so like the footwork, getting out here doing the footwork still is more important, more powerful. Just even being able to touch this many people, go to different places and put your message out there. Like, yeah, the internet is wonderful, but you know, they still can control certain things. And that's my whole thing. It's like, okay, we have to take our power back, and that come with doing the footwork. I feel like part we getting out here and really getting out here pushing the message. That's why I like what y'all doing with West Coast Hip Hop Awards and crowded streaming. You feel me? Like these movements are something that are powerful because a lot of people aren't thinking from this standpoint. And also like you said, it's just too many people that can be bought. And it's just sad to see that that's what it boils down to really. But you know, obviously stick with the ones like us that's like minded and understand the message, the mission. I just feel like we can get past it. Um, you know, sometimes you don't need a big old crowd. Sometimes you just need 2, 3, 4, 5 good people that know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, you just never know how God gonna move this. You know, but I just say it like this. Most part, I just feel like that gangster rap and stuff. That's only being pushed because that's what they're allowing to be pushed. I feel like we have so many different styles of music that are out nowadays, and you know, it's really like it boils down to preference, really. What do you prefer? Do you prefer that type of music, or do you switch it up? You know what I mean? Are you ready to go back to that militant standpoint? Are you know, like we
I
actually
think it
we have
involves balance. It involves balance. I think that any of too much of one thing in saturating the game in a certain way ain't never good because you're not giving no other lanes, no room to breathe. Um, Gangster shit included. I think that it's a time and a place for it. I think that it holds its own and has its place just like any other form of rap that we all do. I just think that it has to be a balance. And I think that's what we lack. And it's when you hyper focus on one thing, like the gangster shit, like the drill shit, and the promotion is so heavy on that shit, that's when red flags start going off. It's a gift and a curse to be a great bullshit detector. Because I tell people all the time, just because you think or just because you know about COINTELPRO and because it was exposed, and just because you know about what black exploitation is, do you think that it stopped because it got exposed? Nigga, they may not have movies like The Mac and Superfly no more, but how is that any less black exploitation when you got movies like Boys in the Hood and Belly and motherfucking Menace to Society? It pushes us out to the public to look one way.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's where okay, look at it like this. I'm thinking about the power with. Okay, so you got those teams that got like that all-star lineup, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
got one guy he's the best player on the team. So he stands out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because of the saturation of music being in that direction, I feel like there's an opportunity for a new or you know, someone that's coming in that type of way. I feel like that there's an opening for that, and like we were saying, there's so many different lanes and avenues. But if you really focus, find your sound, and understand the power of what you're doing, because music is very powerful. You know, it
Very.
opens perspective to something different.
I definitely agree. Sonically, music has the power to change your mood. I've
Yeah.
listened to songs that take me back to a place like, nigga, I remember when this dropped, and what was this, 1997? Nigga, I was having it my way. Like,
Yeah.
it's songs that when you hear, like, of course, every man who's a man that loves a woman got a cold ass playlist and been putting together playlists for years to help express how we feel to that woman that we want to spend some time with. So music definitely moves. It definitely can shift and change or inspire or enhance your mood. I just tell people be careful and then always know how to separate entertainment from reality, even if the entertainment is reality based. Meaning that if you found out that this nigga that been rapping all of this gangster shit ain't really living the life that he's talking about, how can you knock that? But you ain't gonna walk up to Arnold Schwarzenegger and tell him, nigga, fuck you. I ain't buying no more. I ain't going to see no more of your movies, nigga. You ain't no real robot from the future, nigga. You ain't keeping it real.
Yeah.
So if we don't do that to them, nigga, then why do we hold ourselves at? That's almost like, nigga, in order to impress me, you got to really go crash out. Go get fit 500 years. So that way, when your ass in jail over that shit, we can say how stupid you were.
Yeah. And, you know, and that, I'm kind of glad this era is getting exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, dude, you didn't really do this, or you're not really like that, or you grew up in this different neighborhood. At least now, you know, the younger generation can see that it really is entertainment. Now they got dudes that was really out there doing stuff, but for some reason that became, you know, the currency to success. Like, you know, I gotta say this stuff and actually do it, you know. But to your point, you know, actors don't do that, man. You know, Denzel Washington, when they say cut, he take that training day leather jacket off and go home to his wife
Exactly.
and, you know what I'm saying, eat his dinner, you know.
Exactly.
And we as fans, that's on us though. As fans, you know, we
Exactly.
have to make it like it's just entertainment, and somebody is just getting into an acting role when they make a hip hop song or when they make an R&B song. We have to let them know that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's happening. You know, I ain't trying to, you know, bring up no bad names, but you got, you know, Gunna had this situation. People still support him, even though they saying he told, you know, Young Thug, they saying he told, 6ix9ine told, you know what I'm saying? We finding out a bunch of people, you know, kind of snitched. I wasn't in the streets, so I can't say if that's right or wrong, but I'm glad that that's getting exposed. Now the curtain has been pulled back. Now we see that y'all just actors. Now let's just enjoy the show, you know?
This has always been my thing, coming from the viewpoint of a street nigga, is for one, I would warn anybody that wants to promote that path to understand that when you come off of that sidewalk and you get your ass in the streets, when you in the streets, you run the risk of getting ran over. So you better be like Frogger around this motherfucker. And if you're not built to do that, stay your ass on the sidewalk where it's safe at, my nigga.
Yeah.
And also, you got to remember, like, you got to be careful what you're saying, what you're speaking into existence, because there is life and death in the power of your tongue. You feel me?
That's
so,
right.
That's real. Somebody gonna come try you, nigga.
I spoke so much stuff into existence, and I didn't realize I was doing that back then. So now I'm making sure I'm manifesting positive stuff. You feel me? So that's another thing I don't understand yet.
Coming from your perspective,
fact.
Coming from your perspective, you know, bro. You know, you said you know, from the streets. You know what I'm saying? How do you view it when you see that somebody's clearly not from what you've been through? Not saying that defines who you are today, but clearly not from where you've been through. But they rapping about it. How you feel about it? You know.
I look at it like this. For one, I know what reality is, so I just look at it as entertaining. Now, it may not be entertainment all the time, but it's entertaining. So when I know, especially if I have a feeling that they not like that, hey man, the only thing that I can advise you, my nigga, is to, hey, I don't knock no nigga for how they get their money, man. And the only motherfucking outcome is income. So by hook or by crook, however you get your money, get it. But just know that when you go down that lane, that's a lane with a lot of potholes. I mean, them potholes deep enough to change your radio station when you run over them. So just know that that's the lane you picked, and that's a very slippery lane, and you can only hope that ain't nobody gonna try you.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Are they
That's the
fair
lane you took.
game because of that?
Well, I think it goes back to what you said, currency, certain kinds of currency that people, and my whole thing when people use that term is I'll be like, okay, well, with that currency or with that clout, what store can you go and spend it at?
Yeah, for real.
Because if all you're doing it for is notoriety, and then the notoriety of what goes on the internet nowadays is so goddamn fast forwarded, it's like the motherfuckers all here we all have the attention span of a fucking puppy.
Yeah.
Why do you think a nigga can drop an album on Monday and that shit when you by the time Thursday rolling around, oh, nigga, that shit old. Like how, nigga? We just dropped this shit. Like niggas' attention span is short. You know what I'm saying? These niggas don't even like watching videos or listening to music that has a third verse no more.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I can say is that when we had it, when it was our Pepsi generation, we did it like this, and that's what I can hold on to and be proud of. The checks, the boxes that we checked off. But if you didn't do it that way, hey, it's not up to me. I can only give you the game from my era and my area. But if you choose not to respect that and you choose to do it your own way, I can't be mad at you. But all I can do is give you the game. And sometimes, nigga, you can get the kind of knowledge that you can't get in college.
Yeah.
You know, but if that's the way you want to run it, who am I to stop you? Because it's a gift and a curse. Like we wouldn't have never made it our way with the mob and then the Mackin and all this. If hip hop would have never advanced if we did it the way that the people did it before us. We'll still be rapping like, throw your hands in the air. What time for a player? Like it had to evolve. And in order for it to evolve, the fucked up part about it is somebody has to say, fuck the old guard. We doing it this way, nigga. Get your old ass out the way, nigga. You had your time. So I respect that. And however these niggas choose, hey, I'll just say it like this. The music that's being made now is really not the music that's being made for me. The music that was made for me has already been made.
Yeah, yeah.
We're already solidified. Those names that we grew up on are already in the rafters. The Tupacs and the NWAs and the Scarfaces and them niggas' names is already in the history books in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So our shit is solidified.
They're
making music for their friends and their age and their era.
And how good can y'all hear me up?
We got you.
You sound like Megatron, but we hear you.
Yeah, that's the nature of the beast, man. That's that's the power of some small hats, man. Dope discussion, man. We've been rocking for a little over 2 hours now, man. Gotta get this in the books, man, because I got to monitor my storage on the StreamYard shit, right? But
no doubt. You know we going up on Mike, we going up on Yuck shit tonight too, man. You know we finna saw that Drake album, them Drake projects in half.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on you. I'm gonna jump on if Yuck let me.
Okay, I'm definitely pulling up. I'm pulling up for sure. But I appreciate the panel, man. Saying and we got to do this. You know what I mean? It's often as possible because I for sure got to get my viewers up. I appreciate everybody that viewed tonight, that tapped in from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And all over. I appreciate Treasure G for agreeing to co-host with me. You know what I'm saying? My brother Keith Sherman, man, and my brother Calico for pulling up. Keith, go ahead and let them know how to get in touch with you and what they need to do to get on the Crowder platform, and as we sign up out here.
It's all good, man. Again, man, we've been talking about hip hop music, R&B, but the overall theme of tonight was what do we control? What control do we have in the game? So that's what Crowd is about, man. Not excluding nobody, but we just want to make sure we have our spot in the yard of the music industry, roped off. You know what I mean? So go to playcrowder.com. Don't matter if you make music, don't matter if you have a podcast, if you want to put a short film, you want to put a whole documentary on there. We have some documentaries on there. Put it on a platform. There's no upfront cost at all. You can either charge 1 cent per stream for your content, or you can have a premium account and charge 2 cents per stream. Again, there's no upfront cost. We don't charge you anything. The fans that you bring to the platform, they pay you directly from their wallet. From a fan perspective, all you got to do is put money on your wallet, whether it's $10, $5, $20. That money lasts as long as it takes for you to use it. We don't pull money out your bank account every month just to give you access to the platform. So we literally built a platform that is fair to everybody, and where people can show real support and really big up the underground scene. So I'm admin Sherm on Instagram, Crowded Streaming on Instagram. If you want to email customer support at crowdedstreaming.com. If you want to call me, you know what I mean, and I help you button by button to get your music or video uploaded on Crowded, 346-780-4578, man. That's how we doing it. Shout out to Mike Askari. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Calico. Shout out to Treasure G. Shout out to Mr. Miller, Octavius Miller, West Coast Hip Hop Awards, August 15 and 16 in Seattle. I will be in the building, man. Shout out to Seattle Music is Real. It's all love.
Straight up and down like
For
a
sure, for
motherfucker.
sure. Let me readjust the screen. Let me get brother. All right, Calico and V Treasure G.
Yes, sir, man. You know, first and foremost, man, salute to Mike Askari, you know what I'm saying, for opening up the platform for us to all come lock in and learn, teach, and build, discuss, player shit with each other, man, while we try to move forward and make this shit a more better situation for us all. You know, salute to the Fire Breathing Dragon, the whole squad, one mob, man. Salute to it's always a pleasure, you know what I'm saying, to meet your treasure. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't crowded, don't doubt it, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me. I appreciate, you know, listening to y'all and learning from y'all, man. And Mike Askari, man, you already know it's one mob, Dragon Gang.
Dragon Gang, man. Dragon Gang,
Town
bang,
business.
bang.
You know it.
Town business, man. And,
All right, man, honey.
now we oh
And
man,
it's
what the
still
hell did I
dumbass
just
West Southland, nigga, West Southland on my mama, nigga.
it's definitely a westbound campaign. Where
You
did
know
Treasure
it.
where Treasure go? Where did Treasure go, man?
We better get back up here, man.
Back up here, Treasure. I don't know what
All right,
just
Mike.
happened, man, but in a minute, bro. In fact, yeah. In fact, he's gonna be on with the Fuck Weekly, and shout out to my big bro Yuck Mouth, man. You know what I'm saying, for with the Fuck Weekly, man. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to my sister Shanique with Town Business, who put your guy in it, man, and got this whole agenda of this ghost regime, man. It started with her, man. You know what I'm saying. When I'm gonna hit you after I get off here, Keith, because I got an idea. I gotta tap in with you in Treasure, because I got an idea, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, on something
Word.
special that I want to do with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Concerning my story. You know what I mean? Treasure. The show, the stage is yours. You know what I'm saying? You know, get your shouts out. You know how people get in touch with you, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. You know, talk your shit.
My baby tripping, but anyways, y'all can reach me on all platforms, The Real Treasure G. All right? All one word.
The Real Treasure G. Treasure G, the truth. That's what we gonna call her, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for agreeing to do this with me. And now, since I have the flow, big and you already know. So I see that you know, this shit still got me in slow motion, but I'm still rocking this single cam anyway, man. Thank y'all for tapping in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to everybody that's been rocking with the platform. The numbers is going up, you know what I'm saying? We're at north of 500,000 views on this page. My objective is get to 1 million views before the end of the year. I think that's feasible for me to reach that. You know what I mean? With the way things is going. So thank you for everybody that's been rocking and tapping in. You can get your Ghost Regime Network t-shirts and merch on the Crowded Music streaming app, by the way. I also want to throw this jewel out there, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing a lot more recording. I've been in that studio, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to drop an EP soon. It's coming out exclusively on Crowded as well. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some things out there, you know, some, you know what I mean, some promo things so y'all can hear with it, you know, what's going on with it, you know what I mean? But it's coming out exclusively on Crowded. Saturday, tomorrow, my brother from the Sandbox though, you know what I'm saying? Nephew 3000 is pulling up, you know what I'm saying? Formerly of Thiz, you know what I'm saying? And Black Mafia Records, you know what I'm saying? So salute to him. After that, we'll go ahead. Yuck Mouth on here. Who else? I got a few people lined up, man. I got some content lined up for y'all. So y'all stay tuned, man. Stay tapped in. Like, share, subscribe to your guy, man. Help me get them likes up, man. Help me get these subs up. You know what I'm saying? I need to get these subs up, man. You know what I'm saying? Share this thing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all fucking with it, you know, we're not at the point of getting monetized yet. All my support comes from you guys, man. My loved ones, man. My own hustle, man. You know what I mean? So anybody who want to donate, contribute to the platform, the PayPal is on the ticker. The Cash App is on the ticker. You know what I'm saying? If you want to reach me, you can reach me at the Instagram that's on there, or Askari_Mike. You know what I'm saying? You can tap in. You can find me on TikTok. The Ghost, anything you see the Ghost Regime on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can Google it, man, and it's all go pop up, man. Period, man. So salute to everybody once again. Thank you to my brother, man, for giving us this update, man. It's for the people. We got to take full advantage of it and not let it go to waste, man. You know what I'm saying? With that said, man, salute to everybody. Signing out, man. You know what I mean? This is my brother Gigs 510, man. You know what I'm saying? Spitting from the studio. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat. I see Lunatic was still up in here. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Mike Key was still up in here. You know, who network as far as YouTube concerned. I tapped in from Twitch as well. But thank y'all, man. Salute. We out of here. Yada.
Suited, real energy I provide. Pick a side. You could get Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. A shot could dot your face like a freckle to split divide. You could get maxed out, pull your card, and you get denied. Forget your pride from when childhood friends in the picture died. Had us questioning God, feeling like the scriptures lied. Taught me how to face my fears while many be quick to hide. Taught me life is a bitch, so I'm giving her dick to ride. Yeah, cause everybody hop on dick when the pay is right. Show them it's hard to fuck with me like pussy that be staying tight. Make another nigga bitch wanna stay tonight. It won't pump up my ego though, cause this is every day and night. Yeah, it's every night and day. A lot of rappers actors fuck writing the rap, write a play. It's going down now, I'm on my way up. In my elevator, bitch is aggressive. Salon's fighting Jay. Little paper can get you smoked like lighter J. Name moving through the streets like it got the right of way. Haters make it threats, but don't like to do what they like to say. I'm paranoid, I keep it close. I'm thinking niggas might today. One in their head can change a sucker mindset from fight to prey. If you tryna stunt, I'm tryna hunt, I'm tryna bite the prey. Upper hand like up it at you, yelling, put the knife away. If niggas tryna triple, then I'm something like a flight delay. What? Yeah, they don't know who they fucking with, like tongue kissing they girl right after I had her sucking it. I shit on competition, and up to their neck they stuck in it. Cause when I shoot my shot, ain't no dodging that shit or ducking it. Get you clapped like stripping ass with a buck in it. Used to suckers telling and taking they telling, tucking it. Stay away from me, cause you niggas got bad luck and shit. And anytime you see me chasing chicken, know I'm fucking it, pussy.